Welcome to our Take Study Path. This is SBK. So again, I'm welcome. Welcome to our channel and the next session. Today this is the session number two. The continuously learning about Spring Boot. So in this video, I will also discuss about some topics related to Spring Boot, some introduction part, why we use Spring Boot and why we should go for a Spring Boot, why we are not using Spring Framework right now. Okay, so in this session, I will give some pros and cons, all these things I will discuss. The last session was once I will revise. So here our work space, class work space, Spring Boot, and notes here. Here. Okay, so this is our last class notes. Okay, so last class we have discussed the Spring Boot. It is not another module in Spring. So you can say easily this is the Spring, only Spring. Why? Because this is using underlying Spring framework, underlying Spring framework. Okay. So it's providing underlying, it's providing some annotation configuration. Okay. So last class we have discussed these many things which are available in this topic. Okay. So we can develop Spring application by using four ways. In these four ways, we have one way called Spring Boot. So that way we are discussing how to develop Spring Boot application. Okay. So now some auto configuration is there. Auto configuration is providing. Here some auto configuration is providing dynamically. Okay, not required to configure here. You can get it. Here we are providing any like configuration kind of thing. Here you can providing in Spring Framework, we should provide a configuration file using at the rate configuration notation, but here is not required. Just to provide the properties with the key and values inside the application.properties file. Okay, don't worry. I will teach you application properties about that, and also I will teach you YML file. Okay, don't worry. So now, okay, here, focus. Okay, so application properties file you use and provide the value here. And when you run your main class in the Spring Boot, then automatically Spring Boot application recognize this properties file and inject into this data source. And you can do whatever you want with this data source. Okay. So now today's session is go further about this session. Okay. Name I want, not required name. Okay, perfect. So now I want to increase some size here, like increase. This is the end. Yes, so now today's discussion about something like Spring Boot related to Spring Boot. Okay, today's session is also related to Spring Boot. Now, first point is Spring Boot. Spring Boot starter about the starter. First, I will write, then I will discuss with about this topic which I have written here. Okay. Advanced Advanced dependency. Spring Boot starter advanced dependency. What is the meaning of this point? This meaning So Spring Boot starter are advanced. You can say advanced is provide the dependent jobs. Suppose you entered one different you starter like Spring starters. So it will inject automatically core files and other library importing all this. Okay. So the dependency which provides library to require libraries to require for the thing move to it. And help Spring Boot to perform perform auto configuration, perform auto configuration activities. Now this is the point. What it what is this point? What is this point is? This point is related using while using Spring Boot starter project. Okay. So this is the advanced dependency which is provide the library to require your application, like project, a Spring Boot project to help some Spring Boot to perform auto configuration. What is that auto configuration? Okay. So now next point is related to this. Next point is related to this and is related to this. Starters, these starters be added should be added where in class path should be added in class path either through form.xml or Maven or through grader. This is the building tools. This is the build dot p build dot grader. Gradle file. This is the file. So tool is grader. This is a build tool. If this video I think is available in my channel or not, let me check. Maybe it's available. So last session I have uploaded here. You can see boot, Spring Boot session 01. Now I can here collected. Just search at trick study bar. You will get it. Okay. This part I will also discuss map and Gradle both. Map and Gradle like one very good API is there. Lombok API also I will discuss. Beautiful API, but in real time it's not using. You have it's providing the predefined methods already while you import Lombok API in your project that automatically remove the boilerplate code. Like you can't say this is the boilerplate code, or because the boilerplate code is the different thing. What is providing data setter method constructors and twisting with all these things readily available at the time of compilation. You also I will teach, don't worry. So now, okay. For example, Spring Boot starter here. Last session I have also shown the Spring Boot starter, but to the review and the test. And here, and the Maven dependency search Spring Boot starter. Now here you can get the taste starter is there, web starter. If you go to JDBC, Spring Boot JDBC starter is also there. Okay, here, here, select this. Now the one latest version 2.7.3. This is the starters. Just click on this, login to copy it, and there. So you can add. So you can add this. Select this. So you can add the dependency. Add the dependency inside the in the dependency. You can say, but so downloading internally some other dependencies. Okay. Mapper, JDBC, data JPA, and other things are there. Many more there. Start us up. That's why this is the popular. Okay. So now, the next point is what is that? Next point in Java, we get in Java, we get in Java, we get in Java, we get APIs. We get APIs as a libraries in form of jars, form of jar files. So this is a very very important point, very important point. But in Java, we get APIs as a library in form of jar files. Okay, and these jar is also available. The Spring Boot starter JDBC. When you paste this dependency inside the pom.xml file, then it will download one jar file. Jar file contains libraries, okay, libraries and APIs. And API is nothing but application programmer interface. Okay, APIs. Maybe, maybe or may not be these these jar files be will be having dependent dependent jar. Okay, maybe these jar files having the dependent jar files. Like one dependent to another dependency is there. Okay. Suppose you import one like Spring JDBC. Spring JDBC you imported, and inside the Spring JDBC having multi things are there, which is importing automatically. And when you import this, and you will get JDBC jars, Spring JDBC jars, like Spring transaction jars also is. Now this is the point, guys. This is the point. Suppose example, I'm writing example so you can get clear. Spring one jar is there. Spring context support. So Spring context support jar is there. Jar is having jar is having jar is having multiple dependent jar dependent jar files. And then so like files like Spring Boot jar. It's not against. So now to next point is identifying dependent jar file. Identify dependent jar files for any main jar main jar files is very complex. Okay. So identify dependent jar file for any main jar files. It's very complex. How you can identify the Spring Boot starter JDBC contains some other jar. Suppose in here I am giving one example to you guys. Spring contract support jar files having like Spring Boot dependent jar file is there. But how you know? How you can identify this? So here is a very good thing. It's very good thing is providing very complex in manual process. Manual process. But to simplify this job, to simplify this process, we have what is that? Maven and Gradle, Maven and Gradle, Maven and Gradle tool. If we add in jar in the form.xml or build.gradle build.gradle file in build.gradle file inside files files. So these files download these files download both main and dependent jar. Main and dependent jar. Both the jars it will download automatically. What is this? Maven and Gretel. Build.gradle file and download. Add the dependency inside this and download. Now, next point is Spring Boot. Next point is write it otherwise. Spring Spring Boot starter are not just main and dependent jar files. Well, they include relevant related creation creation task, compilation, compilation through auto configuration, auto configuration. So now main like Spring Boot starter are not just main and dependent jar file. They include relevant related creation tasks like compilation through the auto configuration. It's also that's why I'm saying it's doing multiple things. Okay. For example, Spring Boot starter. For example, forget it. Spring Boot starter. Example, here you can see. Example, like a Spring Boot starter, JDBC, Spring Boot starters. not a starter JDBC gives two things. Like first thing is gives like that, like displaying JDBC jar, okay, and spring some jar, the etc. And next point is providing Hikari CP. Hikari CP nothing but it's providing a connection pool. It's providing connection pool. Connection pool in the sense we can say uh, we can say this is the provider default. When you add Spring Starter JDBC jar, that it's provide the default configuration. It's provide the default configuration. Not required to add any jars for Hikari CP. External is not required. Here is the default configuration is there. Why when you use Spring Boot Starter JDBC jars and some other jar is also there. Okay. So this is the connection full Hikari CP. Hikari CP is the related to connection pool. So here connection pool. So now come here. Come here. There are two types of object. They are having two types of JDBC connection object. Two types of JDBC connection. What are the two types of JDBC connection? There are two types of JDBC connection object. Connection object. What is the first one is standalone. First one is the standalone. Rules. Connection not object. It's a tool. Connection. Second number is server managed JDBC. Server managed JDBC. Server managed JDBC connection. Server managed JDBC connection. So now these two types of connection pools is providing. What is it? JDBC. JDBC provided two types of connection. Just I'm giving a brief introduction about this. So now first is wait, give me some time. Something is getting. Okay, just leave it. Let's come into our discussion. Okay, perfect. Wait, let me check. Okay, so first one is yeah, standalone stack. Standalone. Standalone. Yeah, JDB standalone JDBC connection pool. inside the JDBC connection pool. This connection pool is useful for the while developing standalone application like standalone application like creating one database, creating one CRUD application for type. So you can manage by this. Like while creating like media player, data storing app, data entry app. So using this server managed JDBC connection pool is best suitable for using web application. You can say server means. So now here, so I'm writing on that. This is useful for standalone alone Java application. If you know about the standalone Java application, I think those who are watching these videos in YouTube, they know what is the standalone application, what is the distributed application, what is web application. So here is I'm not here to explain these basic points. Okay, just I'm giving the little bit introduction about this standalone. Okay, after that I will give very deep introduction about this. Why we are using this is also introduction part. Why we are using Spring Boot. So today you will get more clarity, and today onwards, like next session onward, we will discuss only on practicals. First, I will discuss theory, then practical, theory and practical, and which idea I will use tomorrow. And the next session I will teach, I will give you, and which Java version I will use tomorrow. And the next session I will introduce all these points. Will useful. Very. So now standalone application, which connection pool you should use? Which connection pool you can use? Like first one is Hikari CP. Hikari CP you can use, and second one you can use like Proxol, and Proxol, and like C3 P0, C3 P0, C3 P0, C3 P0. Many more is there, but these three are very popular. So in the best scenario, we can use Hikari CP. Why? Because mostly industry using Hikari CP. Ah, okay. So now this is about all about this. Here I am discussing why we are listing page, Yeah, server managed. So now server managed is this is useful. This is useful for useful for for web application, and restful application, restful, restful web application, web app. Now, here you can use Wordfly, Tomcat, and WebLogic. Okay, Wordfly. Here you can use what is it? Here you can use Wordfly, Fly managed JDBC, Wordfly managed JDBC, connection for connection for and Tomcat, Tomcat managed JDBC, Tomcat managed JDBC connection. Okay. Now next, you can use two is good. So this is the two type of, okay, JDBC also there. So this is the total. This is the total about Spring Boot and all these things. Now let's do giving three more differences. Saving here. The first difference is using servlet for my JSP, JDBC, and the JSP. Okay, JDBC, JSP technology, technologies. Using this technology, using servlet, JDBC, and JSP technology to develop uh, web application and web app. So develop a web app, we should follow these lines. We should follow these steps. So with the should add jars manually to class manually to class path like particular servlet hyphen API dot JDBC driver jar jar entities. And second thing you should understand should understand and implement MVC2 architecture MVC2 architecture manually. Only should arrange arrange web server or application server. And third thing is no ready, no ready made, no ready made front controller. Front controller server. Front controller and controller servlet. We should develop, we should develop it manually. We should develop it manually. And next is no productivity. No productivity. No productivity. No productivity. Because why productivity? Yeah, everything is developed by the developer. Everything is developed by the developer. Okay. But while using Spring Boot, not required to do like adding a jar manually not required, arranging the server not required. No ready-made controller servlet we should add the manually, not develop manually, not required. That's why productivity automatically increase. So now next is using plain framework, using Spring framework we develop we try to develop web app. So which thing we should follow? I'm giving now here. Which area you should care about it? Should add jar manually to class path, and next string also gives build in gives built in gives built in servlet component like dispatcher servlet or as a front like front controller. Here is called front controller dispatcher servlet. Dispatchers servlet in the writing is okay. So don't mind. Just focus. Just focusing that just focusing on topic which I am discussing. If you have any doubt related to in this topic, then comment. Otherwise, don't comment. Okay, this is the restrict. Humbly request to you if you have any doubt related to content, related to any point, just comment on the video description. Otherwise, not required to comment. Unnecessary comment, not required. Okay, so please, it's a request, guys. Okay, should here is also should arrange. Yeah, should arrange server manually. Should arrange server manually. Okay. Yes. This point is should understand the implement not required. It's give. Should it's give. It's MBC to architecture. It's give MBC to architecture. Let's give MBC. Let's give MBC to architecture. Let's give MBC to architecture. Okay. At this point, it's giving. So some little bit productivity is increasing because some implementation is too bad. Gives bit productivity. Productivity. Not a more, it's little bit more productive. Why? Because it's providing MBC to architecture while using Spring framework and Spring framework having like design pattern for Spring MBC module is there, so we can use this one while using while developing Spring web application. So we can use it. We should add the class path. Should give a dispatcher servlets provide the it's give dispatcher servlet. Okay, so that's why it's a little bit productive. Here inside this Spring Boot, Spring Boot application. Using Spring Boot and we see image here. Click. Correct. I have found is that. Now here, anyone tell me which should is providing, which is providing this. Just add one starter, just add one starter, just add one starter, add one starter called, what is that? Adding Spring Boot, Spring, sorry, Spring Boot starter, starter, Spring Boot starter, Spring Boot starter, Spring Boot starter, starter browser. We can get both main and dependent jar, jars, jars. Okay, to the CV means class path. Okay. So now it's give the built-in dispatcher server clients. Point is valid this then the web server and application server. It's automatically it should arrange, not required to arrange. Why? Because Spring Boot providing some built-in Spring Boot gives Spring Boot gives embedded embedded server embedded servers. Compat, compat, check T. Okay. So that's why it gives good productivity. Good product. It gives good productivity. So that's why this is the hero, right? That's why this is the hero. Anyone having doubt about these, all this which I have told today's session, please comment. Please comment, guys, if you have any doubt. I will clarify. And I will give an answer on the comment box if you give any comment down. So that is good. Up to this is good. Anyone having doubt, please let me know. Anyone having doubt? So now let's start today's onwards, our first topic. Anyone ready? This is a recent introduction, right? If you want to more knowledge about this, anyone go to the springboot.io. So you get more knowledge. Just read in the documentation. So you get more knowledge about this, which I have in my mind. I have discussed the today's session and the last session. Now, here onwards, I want to discuss first application. The first application here. Now start. Now here I'm going to develop. I'm just discussing some point. I'm discussing some point related to your project. Okay. Some annotations also I'm going to discuss with you guys. Like at the rate component, at the rate service, at the rate controller, at the rate repository. These annotation is the studio type annotation. So can I start this session tomorrow onwards? Okay, I'm giving you one thing. You can download that. I'll give you a link. STS download. You can download STS. Yeah. Just click on the this button. Okay. Just click on this button and it's starting download. And select Control C. Down to STS4. STS4 link. STS4. Okay. And also you can download. You can install Oracle 11G. You can install Oracle 11G. And 12C, but what is it? Database was developing. 11G 19C updating. And next thing is required. What is the next thing? Okay, this is the summary. You can download the STS plugin. That's it. And install also Java. The next point is install Java 8 plus 1. I have a wait version. You can install any 11, 17, 15, whatever you want. You can install. That's it. You can do these three things. Okay. So now some demonstration. While you downloading this, when the downloaded it completed, then go your birth equation. Just I'm showing something. Okay. Then you will get one ID in the ID. STS is that. You will get just extract this. Just extract this. Just extract. Right click, double click on this. Then you will get a folder like this pink tool suit. Here is three. Here is three. Here you can get it. Just click on this. That times. Right click. Extract here. Now you can get it. This folder. That's it. Okay. Extract. Wait. Wait some time. It is completing. Okay, now it's complete. Just one, this, just click on this button. It is open. Before the start of it. Nothing is there in the like downloading all this. Just click on this. It's asking me all these things. And tomorrow I will discuss. Tomorrow I will discuss. Okay. So till then, bye. Done. Bye. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for joining me, guys. Thank you. And please go through this note, and this note I will upload on my Facebook. I think is there. Will be there. In the page, I think study part page is there. Some person is saying something like, so just go to both at least study part page. Okay. Yeah, the last notes is also there. You can get it, read this, and the video is also in there. So I will upload the note here, and the note here, and the videos also will share it. You can go and do this, please. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Guys. Thank